Hello and welcome to Oxford 4000 Essential English Words, episode 12. I'm your host, Emma.
And I'm Frank, your partner in learning. It's great to be back, Emma. How has your week been?
It's been fantastic, Frank. I've been trying out a new recipe for sourdough bread, and let's just say it was a journey of ups and downs.
Oh, I can imagine. Sourdough is a serious commitment. Mine looked more like a flatbread the first time I tried. But that's what learning is all about, right? A few failures on the way to success.
Exactly. And speaking of learning, I'm excited for our listeners to join us on another journey today.
Me too. So, what's on the menu for today? What words are we conquering?
I'm glad you asked. Today we have recall, tradition, climb, rich, conscious, service, largely, circle, mine, and uncertain.
That's quite a mix. It sounds like we're going from memory and culture all the way to wealth and doubt. Should be an interesting ride.
It certainly will be. But before we dive into our word by word deep dive, a quick reminder to all our wonderful listeners.
That's right. If you're enjoying our show, please take a moment to save this episode, give us a like, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our new content. Your support helps us create more polished episodes for you.
Thank you all so much. Now, are you ready to get started, Frank?
Absolutely. Let's begin with the first word recall.
Great. To recall something means to bring a fact, event, or situation back into your mind. In Chinese, it's essentially 回忆起, 找回. It's about retrieving a memory.
So it's like when I try to recall where I left my keys. Is it stronger than just remember?
That's a great question. Recall often implies a more deliberate effort to bring back a memory, whereas remember can be more passive. For instance, you might suddenly remember it's your friend's birthday, but you might have to actively recall the details of your last conversation.
Got it. So how about some examples?
Of course, a simple one is she could not recall his name. Here, she is making an effort but failing. Another one could be, I can vividly recall the day we first met.
That second one sounds much more poetic. What about the other meaning, like with products? I think I've heard of a car recall.
Exactly. Recall can also mean to order the return of a product made by a company because of a fault. For example, the car manufacturer had to recall thousands of vehicles due to a faulty brake system. The core idea is still bringing something back.
That makes perfect sense. Bringing back a memory or bringing back a car. It's all about retrieval.
Precisely. Let's move on to our next word, tradition.
Ah, tradition. That feels like a warm, cozy word.
It often is. A tradition is a belief, principle, or way of acting that people in a particular society or group have continued to follow for a long time. The core meaning in Chinese is 传统.
Like having a big family dinner on Sundays. That's a tradition in my family. Are there any common phrases with tradition?
Yes, you can follow a tradition, break with tradition, or something can be steeped in tradition, which means it has a lot of it. For instance, the university is steeped in academic tradition.
I like that. What about another example sentence?
How about this? By tradition, the eldest son inherits the property. It shows how a tradition can act like an unwritten rule.
That's a good one. It highlights the power and history behind the word. Okay, I'm ready for the next one. What do we have?
Next up is climb. This one seems straightforward, but it has some nice nuances. The basic meaning is to go up something or to a higher position. In Chinese, that's pandeng.
Like to climb a mountain or climb a ladder. Easy enough.
Right. He managed to climb the tree to get a better view. But we also use it figuratively. For example, you can climb the social ladder or climb the career ladder.
Oh, so it's not just physical. It can mean to improve your position in life or work. So I could say, she is very ambitious and is determined to climb to the top of her profession.
Exactly. You can also talk about numbers climbing. For instance, the temperature is expected to climb to 30 degrees today, or prices have climbed sharply in the last month.
So it can mean to increase. That's really useful. Climbing mountains, climbing ladders, climbing careers, and even climbing prices. Very versatile.
It is indeed. And that leads us nicely to our next word, which is often associated with climbing the career ladder.
Rich. Ah, money. but I have a feeling this word is not just about being wealthy.
You're right, Frank. While the most common meaning of rich is having a lot of money or valuable possessions, which is fuyoda, it also means containing a large amount of something good or valuable. So we can say fengfuda.
Like a rich dessert, one that's full of cream and sugar?
Precisely. This chocolate cake is too rich for me. We can also talk about a rich history, a rich culture, or a rich vocabulary. It means full and complex.
So I could say, the region has a rich tradition of folk music. See? I used our earlier word.
Fantastic connection. Yes, that's a perfect use of both words. Another example is the soil here is very rich, so plants grow well. It means it's full of nutrients.
So the core idea is abundance, an abundance of money, flavor, history, or nutrients. I like that.
You've got it. Now for our fifth word, conscious.
This one sounds a bit philosophical. Is it about being awake?
That's one of its meanings. To be conscious is to be awake and aware of what is happening around you. But the meaning we'll focus on is to be aware of something. In Chinese, we'd say 意识到的,有意识的. It's often followed by of or that.
So if I'm trying not to eat too much sugar, I should be more conscious of what I eat?
Exactly. He is very conscious of the fact that he is a role model for his younger brother. It implies a deliberate awareness. You can also make a conscious decision, which is a choice you have thought about carefully.
I see. So if I said, I made a conscious effort to be more friendly, it means I was actively trying to do it?
That's a perfect sentence. It shows intention. The opposite would be unconscious, meaning you're not aware of it. For instance, many of our habits are unconscious.
That's a great distinction. It's about being mindful and aware of your actions or surroundings.
You've nailed it. Let's move on to our next word, service.
Service. This word seems to be everywhere. Customer service, public service, military service.
It's a very broad term. The core idea is work that is done to help other people. The Chinese is simply 服务. For example, the hotel's room service is available 24 hours a day.
And what about when something is out of service, like an elevator?
Good point. That means it is not working or not available for use. The phone was out of service. It can also refer to a formal ceremony, like a church service or a memorial service.
So it can be help, a system, or a ceremony. How about a sentence for the help meaning?
She is performing a great service to the community by volunteering at the shelter. It emphasizes the benefit she provides to others.
That's a lovely example. It really captures the spirit of the word. Okay, what's next?
Our next word is an adverb, largely. It means mainly or mostly. In Chinese, it's 主要地,在很大程度上.
So it's a synonym for mostly? I could say, the audience was largely composed of students.
That's a perfect use. It is very similar to mostly. Another example, the failure of the project was largely due to a lack of funding. It points to the main reason.
So it's a great way to talk about the primary cause or component of something without being 100% absolute.
Exactly. It adds a degree of nuance. You could also say, although there were other factors, his success was largely the result of hard work.
I like that. It's a very useful word for analysis and discussion. Okay, I'm ready for the next one.
Before we continue, let's quickly remind our listeners to save this episode's word list. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the notification bell to get our next set of 10 words. Great reminder, Frank. Now, our next word is circle.
A circle. Like a shape? A round line?
Yes, that's its primary meaning. A completely round shape. But just like climb, it has important figurative meanings. We also use circle to mean a group of people who are connected by shared interests, friendship, or profession. The Chinese can be pianchen for the shape and chuanzi for the social group.
Ah, so like a circle of friends?
Exactly. She has a small circle of close friends. You can also talk about the literary circle or political circles, referring to those groups of people.
So I could say, he's very well known in business circles, meaning people in the business world know him.
Perfect. And we can also use it as a verb. To circle something means to move in a circle around it. The plane circled the airport before landing. Or you can circle an answer on a test.
It's more than just a simple shape then. It's about groups and movement too.
That's right. And this brings us to our ninth word, mine,
Mine, as in, this book is mine.
the possessive pronoun. That's one meaning, yes. That coat is mine. But it's also a noun with a completely different meaning, a deep hole or system of tunnels in the ground from which substances like coal, gold, or diamonds are taken. In Chinese, we could say 我的 for possession and kuang for the hole in the ground.
So a coal mine. I see. That's a big difference.
It is. A sentence for this would be his grandfather used to work in a coal mine. It can also be a verb, meaning to dig for those substances. They are mining for gold in those hills.
Can we use the verb mine figuratively as well?
Yes, we can. You can mine a text for information or mine your memory for details. It means to search for something valuable. For example, we mined the data for any useful trends.
Fascinating. So from this is mine to digging in a mine to mining for data. I'll have to be careful with the context for that word.
You do, but context usually makes it very clear. And now for our final word of the day, uncertain.
Certain. So not certain, not sure about something.
Precisely. It means feeling doubt or not knowing what will happen. In Chinese, that's 不确定的. You can be uncertain about a decision, or the future can be uncertain.
Like I'm uncertain about what to do next.
That's a great personal example. We can also describe a situation with it. We are living in uncertain times. It suggests instability and unpredictability.
It seems to be used with about or of. Is that right?
Yes, very often, he was uncertain of the path to take, or the outcome of the election remains uncertain. It's a very common feeling and a very useful word to describe it.
Well, I am not uncertain about this. That was a fantastic deep dive into 10 new words.
I'm glad you think so. And now, to put these words into practice, let's move on to our scenario dialogue. Today, Frank and I will be discussing a family story. I'll be playing a granddaughter, and Frank will be my grandpa.
Sounds good. Let's see if we can use all 10 words.
Grandpa, do you recall that old photo of you as a young man? The one where you're on a mountain?
Oh, I do. It's a family tradition to tell that story. I had to climb that steep hill to start my first job at the coal mine.
A coal mine? I never knew that. You must have a rich history. Were you scared?
Of course, but a man has to provide a service to his family. I was fully conscious of the risks, but we had to eat.
Wow. I guess my understanding of your life was largely based on your stories from after you came to the city.
Well, I moved here to get out of that circle of hard labor. My future there was so uncertain.
I can't imagine. That life seems so different from mine.
It was, but every part of it made me who I am today.
That was a really touching story. And look at that, we managed to use all 10 of our words: recall, tradition, climb, mine, rich, conscious, service, largely, circle, and uncertain.
Practice makes perfect. And speaking of practice, it's time for our listeners' favorite segment. Let's move on to our Chinese to English challenge. I will give you a sentence in Chinese that uses some of today's vocabulary. You'll have 5 seconds to translate it into English. Emma will be here to cheer you on.
You can do this. Take a deep breath.
All right, here is the first sentence.
我努力回忆那个古老的传统，好像是关于每年要爬一座特定的山。Think about recall, tradition, and climb. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. What are some possible answers, Frank?
An excellent translation would be, I tried to recall that ancient tradition. I think it was about having to climb a specific mountain each year. Another good one is, I struggled to recall the old tradition, which seemed to involve climbing a particular mountain annually.
Both of those are great. They both correctly use recall and climb and capture the meaning of tradition as a recurring event. I like the use of annually in the second one.
Me too. Ready for the second challenge? This one is a bit longer. 他现在很富有，但他清楚地意识到，他的成功很大程度上归功于他为社区提供的优质服务。
This one uses rich, conscious, largely, and service. You've got this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, let's hear the answers. A straightforward translation is, he is very rich now, but he is clearly conscious that his success is largely due to the quality service he provided to the community.
That's perfect. It connects all the key ideas. Is there another way to say it?
Sure, you could also say, although he's rich now, he's fully conscious of the fact that his success stems largely from the excellent service he offered his community. Using stems from is a nice alternative to is due to.
Great analysis. Okay, one final challenge for our listeners.
Here it is. This sentence uses circle, mine, and uncertain. 在我的朋友圈里，由于未来不确定，几乎每个人都想跳出自己当前的圈子。
A feeling I think many can relate to. Take your time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's the verdict, Frank?
A great answer would be, in my circle of friends, almost everyone wants to break out of their current circle because the future is uncertain. Notice we use circle twice with different meanings.
That's a clever way to show the word's flexibility. Any other options?
You could also say, within my circle of friends, the future feels so uncertain that nearly everyone hopes to leave their current situation. This one replaces the second circle with situation to avoid repetition, which also works very well. That jacket is mine, but my future is uncertain.
Fantastic job, everyone. That was tough, but you did it. And that's all the time we have for today's episode.
But don't worry, we'll be back soon with more words. Emma, can you give our listeners a little teaser for the next episode?
I'd be happy to. Next time, we'll be exploring formal, decoration, prospect, invade, sweep, us, suffer, lively, waiter, and believe.
Ooh, that sounds like a very interesting and lively list. I'm looking forward to it. Before we go, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell. It really helps us out.
Thank you all for tuning in to Oxford 4000 Essential English Words. It was a pleasure exploring today's vocabulary with you.
It certainly was. Keep practicing, stay curious, and we'll talk to you next time. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.